Oh, yeah. What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Unscripted Sports Talk Network coming at you with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast, baby. Shout out. Like I said, I came last week from vacation through a little impromptu episode, but today I'm bringing some heat, solo again. My boy Cricket will be back for football season, guys. He has a nice family, man, what he's spending a lot of quality time with this month of August. And we miss him very much, man. But you know what? He's getting his rest up. He's getting his knowledge up, man. He'll be back for sure September, right for the beginning of the NFL season, bringing in his knowledge on the NFL and bats and everything that everybody loves to come to see about, watch about cricket in this show. But in the meantime, your boy's got to bring it home solo. Got a nice little show for you today. Want to talk some NFL, get open here and talk a little bit about the AFC East preview. Talk a little bit about how. Let me start with the Jets because there's a little problem in paradise, bro. I don't know about you, but Garret Wilson and Aaron Rodgers are not really seen eye to eye. Right? There's a little bit of alpha male, if I'm not mistaken, if I want to say that right, struggle here. I think we are these individuals are kind of battling from an alpha status. Look, we know that Aaron Rodgers last year played like 2 snaps, whatever. With that being said, Garret Wilson, man, is that dude. He's always been an alpha. Okay, there's no doubt about it. He's always been an alpha. And when it comes to the field, he's always been a hell of an athlete. He's also a guy that's frustrated, man. He hasn't won. Last year should have been a breakout year for him, and it wasn't because, again, more of the same thing. Zach Wilson was in the mix. There's other alphas in the team like Sauce Gardner, who also wants to win. By the way, he's a hell of a golfer. He just picked it up, and the guy's fucking dominating it. Just, not digress. And Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, bro. You know how he is with young players and rookies, bro. He's always had that thing. But look, Garret Wilson wants to win, and I think you want to welcome that. You want to welcome that competition, and I guess it's not new for people to kind of question or confront A Rodgers about about certain things, right? With that being said, there's been a couple of well documented in this training camp for the Jets, a couple of kind of head to head issues with Aaron Rodgers on the practice field. I guess Garret Wilson hasn't zigged or zagged when he was supposed to zig or zag. And, Wilson is like, fuck you, dude. I don't know why you're complaining at me. You were in Egypt in the first week. So I think there's a lot of turmoil because the competition is so high. And I think everybody knows that they need to win. Robert Saleh, love Robert Saleh, hell of a coach. But he's in the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen. He is. And I don't think Nathaniel Hackett is the solution to get him out of the hot seat. But yeah, let me show you. Let me share the screen here. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and bring this out of here. Let me share my screen. All right, and show you one of the splits here between Aaron Rodgers and Garret. This is the one from a couple of days ago. You could tell it's heated, bro. You could tell it's heated. Aaron's like, listen, boy, you don't know me. You don't know me, man. I'm a Hall of Famer. Garrett's like, I don't care who you are, bro. This ain't Egypt. This ain't Egypt, man. When you're not riding no camel, baby, you in the streets right now, baby. You in the New York City streets right now. We're in the Jets. I think they play in Long Island, the suburbs. But anyway, you could tell there's some disagreement with a player or something on the field. So there's definitely a miscommunication here. Aaron is laughing, but Garret Wilson looks serious. I like that by Garret Wilson. He looks serious as shit. He doesn't care that Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. He doesn't care that this dude has won a Super Bowl and broke whatever many records or have all that money. Garrett's like, yo, baby, I'm hungry. I want to win. I want to win right now. All right, bro. I don't care, man. Don't get on my ass, baby. You get with the program. I mean, and Aaron is like, well, you know, dude, I run this team. But Aaron hasn't done anything with this team yet. I get it, dude. People are frustrated. Aaron hasn't done anything just yet. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on a second. Let me hit the comments real quick. Lonely Satellite, interesting take. I look at this so differently. Hey, listen, that's kind of the way I see it, man. I'm kind of like interpreting the frustration of the New York Jets and Garret Wilson, man. He last year, if Aaron would have been healthy, I absolutely would have thought he would have had a top 5 wide receiver season, man, because he's that damn good. Thanks for the shout out, man. I appreciate the take. And thank you for tuning in as well. But yeah, absolutely, man. Look, and I know people were pissed that Aaron Rodgers decided to take a trip to Egypt for whatever reason it was and not be there for the first practice or minicamp. All right, this is a guy that needs every snap available, all right, at least in the preseason in order to get this going. He hasn't played in over a year, all right? He hasn't played in over a year. But, however, listen, it's kind of nice, kind of good that you have other individuals that have that high intensity, right, like competition. It's good to have more than one alpha. Lonely Satellite here. Yeah, I think both have very high level of respect for each other. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. That's where, you know, having a wide receiver like Garret Wilson, who's probably an alpha male as well, and is also a leader in his own site. Listen, he's sour. He's sour. And I think that seeing Aaron Rodgers there sparks that, you know, that kind of like, you know, not anxiety, but that kind of like, you know, competitive nature. And you see, man, look, Aaron is probably not used to this, bro. You know, when he came from Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is a guy that he called the shots. He was not known for being very gracious to the rookies and even second-year players. All right, only Devontae Adams was that only type of dude that he was ever that nice to. But honestly, yeah, the level of respect goes high, but also Garret Wilson is a dude who doesn't take any shit. And I'll guarantee you, guys like Sauce Gardner, who has the same type of like, you know, personality, alpha mentality. Look, you're going to have your clashes. I think this is good for the Jets because he's going to spark individuals to hold each other accountable. I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is bad at all. I think this kind of like disagreement and kind of getting the same page and holding each other accountable, because this is what is happening right now. Garrett's holding him accountable, and Aaron is going to come back to Garret Wilson and probably hold him accountable on another play. So this is a good thing for the Jets. It's a good thing for the Jets. And let me tell you something. I hope it works out because Robert Saleh, like I said, he is gone. He is gone at the beginning of this freaking season. I'm going to tell you that right now. But yeah, man, that's my take on that whole thing. I think there's two individuals with a high, headstrong, high strong, whatever you call it, and two alphas that are very competitive, and they want to win. They want to win. And we know that for Aaron Rodgers, this might be his last shot. All right, let's see here. With that being said, let's jump on to my preview. I want to go ahead and give you my predictions, my takes, give you some fantasy content. I'm going to go ahead and give you my preview of the AFC East. That's why I wanted to start it off with the Aaron Rodgers and Garret Wilson drama here. But I also, let me give you a little preview. When I break down a division, I like to look at predictions, who's going to win the division, any surprise teams. Also, give you my division winner. And then look at a fantasy aspect of me giving you one fantasy lock player from each team. All right. A fantasy breakout player that you absolutely want to keep an eye out because he's going to break out, and a fantasy sleeper that, hey, this guy's going to come in. So I'm going to give you some fantasy prospects right here, and also give you my breakdowns AFC East with the predictions and all that kind of stuff, my friends. All right. With that being said, let's move on to that. Let me go ahead and let me see if I can get this right here. All right, we're going to share this tab. Yeah, man, when you're doing the solo, it's a little different. So here we go. Let's take a look at this AFC East, and let's start with last year's records. As we all know, Buffalo Bills won the division 11-6, same identical record as the Dolphins, 11-6 as well. The Jets finished 7-10. And the New England Patriots finished 4-13. Let me start from the bottom up. Let's do that. Let's start with the New England Patriots. They got May. All right. They drafted a quarterback, which they absolutely freaking needed to. Which, look, I don't think the best service they could do to that young quarterback is let him sit here at least for like either the entire season or most of the season, because that team is not ready to win. 4 wins last year. They still got a really good defense, but it's not Bill Belichick coaching the team. It's Jarrett Mayo. We've seen a lot of clips fly around of players kind of like running their mouth and not really respecting Mayo and walking off the field. Shit that wouldn't happen under Belichick's watch. Don't get me wrong. Belichick needed to go. I'm not saying that he's going to be a different this team, but it's a different culture that Jarrett Mayo is bringing in as opposed to what's been there for 20 something years. Drake May was the right pick. He should not get a chance to play because he's going to get killed out there. I think they probably going to win 4. Maybe at best, ceiling would be 6 games for the Patriots. Yeah, they really don't have a lot of talent. The Patriots really don't have a lot of talent. Let's take a look at that roster. Sorry about that. Let's take a look at that roster, right? Drake May is the future, no doubt about it. 225, raw prospect, Josh Allen-like. Key free agents pickups were Antonio Gibson. All right. We got Ramondre Stevenson. Kendrick Bourne is back. Demario Douglas. All right. And to name a few, Juju Smith-Schuster, who got a contract. I don't even know this guy even going to play at all. Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry are coming back. That defense is very good. It's good defense. They got to be solid there. From a standpoint, they're going to finish last, by the way. Let me just get that out of the way. From a fantasy standpoint, I am going to give you a guy that's going to have a breakout season from the New England Patriots, and that's going to be Demario Douglas. I think Demario Douglas, he finished the season strong last year. From a fantasy standpoint, this guy is pretty fast. I know he's a little guy, but he is going to be a dump down specialist here, and he should be the best receiver in that squad of like really having nothing really good from the wide receiver standpoint. That's why Drake May needs to stay. Your lock, I'm going to ride with Ramondre Stevenson. Injuries cut him down last year, but a healthy Ramondre can still do a lot of good things here, man. Catch the football, all right, as a running back, and also can run the football when healthy. Ramondre is a dominant running back. They're going to run the ball a lot. I think Antonio Gibson is going to be a sleeper because they're going to run the football so much. All right, they're going to run the freaking football so much, it's not even funny. So definitely kind of like, I want to combine the other sleeper, right? Long shot here. All right, Jalen Polk. Sleeper, long shot. Keep an eye on him throughout the season. I mean, when the season starts getting long, injuries start happening, this is a guy that probably going to be getting a lot of reps. Him and Demario Douglas, I think, are the 2 best receivers for New England. Lock Ramondre. All right, sleeper, I'm going to say Antonio Gibson. All right, and Jalen Polk. And a breakout year, I think Demario Douglas is going to have a breakout year. Now, when I mean a breakout year for this team, ladies and gentlemen, it's not like he's going to make the Pro Bowl team or whatever the case may be. That's not what I'm saying. I think this guy is worth picking up and stashing in your bench because he's definitely going to have some games, depending on the matchup, that are going to be super solid. Staying on the Jets, since I started all that crap. Staying on the Jets, they were 7-10 last year. All right. 7-10 last year with a quarterback that could barely complete a pass or get it downfield. That defense is really, really good. With Miami not being as good and losing some pop defensively, Josh Allen and the Bills, I don't think they're as good as last year, but it's unknown the type of offense they're going to run because they don't have a dominant wide receiver, but they have a lot of good pieces, right? it is the division for the Jets to lose as long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt. And it's all riding on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. Very simple. This is not something that's new or not. But in this case, the Jets have a lot of talent. That defense is top notch. Top notch. On offense, Garret Wilson is that dude. He's a freaking stud. All right? He is that freaking dude. My God, I'm looking here at the quarterback position right now, and you got Tyrod Taylor in there in the mix, Adrian Martinez. Man, it's going to be a lot of, I think Tyrod might be the backup. Yeah, they have definitely got to run with 3 quarterbacks. All right, we know that's the given. We have, hold on a second. Let me go back to the depth chart here. Running back, we know what Breece Hall can do, and Breece Hall healthy is going to have a top 5 type of season. Like I said, Garret Wilson, nasty. When Mike Williams is healthy, he's going to be a great number 2. We got Alan Lazard, all right, who knows Aaron Rodgers. That's solid. So from the wide receiver, a very healthy, some type of healthy Mike Williams, he's a big target for Aaron. Watch out for Tyler Conklin. I think with Aaron in the mix, he's gonna have a decent season. Red zone target. With that being said, lock in for the Jets, it's Breece Hall. Whether Aaron Rodgers is behind center, Breece Hall can play in this league. He showed it last year with any quarterback. That's your lock, man. Breakout season is going to have the best season, is finally going to claim his status atop of the elite wide receivers. It's definitely going to be Garret Wilson, as long as Aaron Rodgers is the guy behind center. And a sleeper here, give me Tyler Conklin. Tyler has good hands. We've seen what Tyler can do when he was with the Vikings. Look, Tyler is a sleeper, man. He's going to be a late draft pick. And this is a guy that you could leave the tight end position and take a risk on Tyler Conklin and may pay up, because you're going to make it up with so many other picks before Tyler. He's like, I think his ADP is like 200 and something. He's my Cole Kmet from last year. He's my Cole Kmet of this year. I'm sorry. And with that being said, I see the Jets winning this division and winning 12 games. The Jets winning this division. I said it here first. Well, not first, but a lot of people have said that. And are winning 12 games. That is as long as A Rodgers, Aaron freaking Rodgers is healthy. All right. Let's get back here to the nitty gritty. Let's get back to let's go back here. All right, who do we got next? Let me talk some Miami Dolphins here. I grew up in New York. I'm from New York. I lived in New York, God, it's got to be actually half of my life now, because I've been in South Florida for 20 years now. So half of my life, a little more than half, I've lived down here. A little more than half. I left New York when I was 26. So I live in South Florida. I like to root for the Dolphins as well. I'm a Giants fan, but I like to root for the Dolphins. I own season tickets for the Dolphins. All right, because honestly, if you've never been down to a football game down here in South Florida and tailgated, you have no idea what you're missing. I've been to games in New York, bro. The talent, and I'm not talking about the talent on the field, I'm talking about the talent off the field, is superior to most of the talent anywhere else in the NFL, fans-wise, in the United States. If you don't catch my drift, then you're stupid. Anyway, going back to this right here, man, I think the Miami Dolphins are the probably top contender for the Jets here. And look, they lost some players on defense. I think defense, they're hurt. They acquired Odell Beckham Jr., who's probably not going to start the season, but he's a guy that, you leave him for the playoffs. Tua Tagovailoa just got that $55 million contract. Again, look, it is what it is. Same backups as last year. Mike White and Skylar Thompson, no there. Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. I think Achane is going to be the man as long as he's healthy. I know Raheem Mostert is. See, look, Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane. It doesn't matter who's ahead of the depth chart. It could be Devon Achane one week, another one Raheem Mostert. But I think Devon Achane is going to be the guy that's going to be the number one running back. We saw what he could do last year. Very limited sample size. All right. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle just got paid. It's going to be nasty, just like always. There's not going to be no change in this offense. Jonnu Smith at tight end. All right, and Durham Smythe, he did some good positive things last year because we know that Gazicki is no longer here, Mr. the worst greedy you've ever seen in your world. So, offensive line, a little suspect this year. All right, left guard, say a win out. It's a little suspect. You know what I'm saying? So, they lost some players. Xavier Howard is gone. That's a huge part of that secondary. So that they're going to be weak there. They're going to give up a lot of points this year. Folks, they're going to give up a lot of freaking points. A lock in this team, there's no doubt about it, is Tyreek Hill. Definitely is in the conversation next to Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, as the best wide receiver in the game. He does it a different way. He does it completely different than most wide receivers. But he is your lock, your fantasy lock. If you're drafting, the first player you should draft from the Dolphins his name is Tyreek Hill. That's your fantasy lock, baby. All right, your fantasy breakout player. Man, and look, second will be Jalen Waddle, of course. But I think a breakout player here who's going to have a breakout season, if he's healthy, Devon Achane. This dude is just nasty. He could catch the ball, run the football. He's fast, cuts. His main question mark is how healthy can he be? Sleeper here, as I mentioned earlier, I think he's going to benefit, may have his best season, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith, man, he performs. He puts up numbers. And he hasn't done it with really great quarterback play. So I think Jonnu Smith this year is going to be a surprise. Don't be surprised if he gets you for a tight end about 6 or 7 touchdowns. All right, that's pretty good for a late draft tie. So he's a sleeper. Lock again, Tyreek Hill, breakout player, fantasy player for the Dolphins, Devon Achane, and give me Jonnu Smith as my sleeper. All right, long shot type of dude. Dolphins are going to finish second in this division. It is what it is. They might make the playoffs. I think they will, but they're finishing second in this division. They will finish second. There's no. I mean, come on. Tell me otherwise. Anybody hit me up in the comments, bro. Tell me otherwise. But I think that's just kind of like the way this is going to go. All right. Let's see where we're at. We are back. Let's move on. What's next? Oops, hold on a second. What's next? Who do the next team that we're going to break out? So we've done the Jets, we've done the Dolphins, we've done the Patriots, and last but not least are the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo has some interesting stuff, man. All right. What happened here? All right. Buffalo has some interesting stuff. Buffalo last year, won the division. All right. We knew there was a lot of turmoil and breaks, issues behind in the locker room. That's why Stephon Diggs no longer here. But you still have Josh Allen. He's your guy. And I'm going to get this out the way. He is your lock and the only lock in that team. Doesn't matter who his wide receivers are. Josh Allen is your lock. Okay. Now, when we look at this team, I think the defense is still pretty good. They're going to stay in games. When you look at this team, James Cook is back, but James Cook last year, fantasy-wise, is kind of smoke and mirrors, man. His games came in. His good games was a few really good games, and then a lot of bad games. Just the good games were so good that he kind of rushed for over 1,000 yards, and I forget how many touchdowns he scores. He kind of was up and down. But look at the wide receiver core, man. Khalil Shakir from last year. We got Marcus Scantley. All right. These are the as an acquisition. Chase Claypool. Forget about Chase Claypool. All right. They drafted Keon Coleman. Love this kid. He's showing some stuff in practice. I think they should have gone for Xavier Worthy, but I don't know why they traded that. Curtis Samuels and Matt Collins. 2 new acquisitions. I like Matt Collins, right? But he's not he's a guy. He's just a guy that's going to fit the program. Curtis Samuel is what I call Debo Samuel 1.5. He's got like a switch play, right? He could, you give him the ball, he could run around. I think this offense for the Bills this year is going to be a more, more conservative offense from a standpoint of there's going to be a lot of short stuff. All right. Shakir can get deep. So can Marcus Scantley. But there's going to be a mixture of a lot of more short stuff because you don't have that dominant receiver. And I think Josh Allen is probably going to have less pass attempts. Yes, he's going to use his legs. No doubt about it. So that's why I think he's definitely a lock. I think he's a top 3. He's probably top 3 quarterback you draft this year, right? Regardless of who's throwing the football to. But it's going to be a different offense. It's going to be something where they're going to run a lot of plays. It's going to not a lot of deep stuff, a lot of 10-yard slants, man, a lot of dump downs. And with Curtis, Samuel and Shakir, that's the kind of players they have. James Cook can catch it. Look, and Dalton Kincaid is a stud. Healthy, this guy, don't be surprised if he gets to put up close numbers, maybe under a little bit of 1,000 yards receiving, 80, 89 receptions, 8 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, because he's got to get a lot more targets, especially in the red zone. We saw what he did last year when healthy. So they're the wild card. We know what the Jets have, and we know what Miami has. This is a whole new Buffalo team, man. They're the wild card. It's going to be dependent a lot on what Coleman's going to do. How are they going to use Curtis Samuel, Dalton Kincaid? They're going to play for third. And depending on the season or how they approach this whole new, set of individuals they have, don't be, they could pull a second place. Look, I don't know, man. They could do that. But yeah, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle. And I think you're going to see Josh Allen probably not throw as many yards as he did last year, but I think he's going to cut down on his picks because there's not going to be no forcing the ball to anybody. So he's not going to be looking for Stephon Diggs and trying to force the football and force feed it. So like that, he's happy. You might see a different Josh Allen this year, probably with one of his, he may have, without the talent, without a stud receiver, he may have probably his best efficiency because he's not going to be taking a lot of risk. Lock, as I mentioned, fantasy lock, Josh Allen. He may even be one of the first, second quarterback taken or third. Not going to lie to you. Breakout season. Dalton Kincaid. Don't be surprised. This guy has a Mark Andrews type of season. He's that good. Sleeper. I got 2 sleepers for you. Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman. I know everybody thinks Keon Coleman is a complete moron, but yeah, Keon Coleman, man. That's my sleeper. Coleman and Shakir. Khalil Shakir. Don't be surprised these guys can, really put up some good fantasy numbers. Those are my sleepers, man. Keep them up. Stash them. Draft them and stash them. They're draft and stash, baby. All right, that was my my AFC preview, predictions, fantasy also preview. Gave you a lock, a breakout player, and a sleeper from each one. So let's kind of do a quick summary. From a prediction standpoint, as I mentioned earlier, the Jets, I am predicted to win the division with 12 games, winning 12 games. Miami finished in second. All right. 10, 11 games. Jets, Buffalo Bills playing for third, maybe second, and the Bills were probably going to win 6 games. 6 games. I mean, the Patriots. I'm sorry, the Patriots may win 6 games. I think the Bills may win 7. I think on an off year they might go 7-10 or 8-9. All right, if they go 9-8, that means the Miami were 9-8. Okay. All right. Let's move on. What do we have here? Let's move on. Let me see what I got next. Let's stay on the football topic here, boys and girls. All right. Before I don't have much to go, but earlier this week. Let me go ahead and get back and share my screen. Oops, sorry. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Earlier this week, boys and girls, we had DJ Moore, another top wide receiver, getting paid. 4-year agreement, $110 million extension, includes $82.6 million guaranteed. Man, the Rosenhaus are cleaning up this year, man, with the NFL. They are destroying the NFL, man. It's pretty freaking good. You got to lock them up. I think it was a cheap deal. We know DJ can do this. DJ is one of those, wide receivers who he's really has had like 10 years in this league with like guaranteed money pretty much. Where does he kind of stand with the wide receivers that have been paid this year? Ready? We got Justin Jefferson with a 4-year, 140. All right. DJ, 4 years, 110 mil. We got Amon St. Brown with 120. Nico Collins, 3 years, 72. AJ Brown, 3 years, 92. Devontae Smith, 3 years, 75. Michael Pittman, 3 years and 70. Jared Judy, 352. A lot of money for wide receivers. Here's the scary part. The elephant in the room, still potentially to come before the season starts. CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, and don't sleep on the Dolphins trying to do something with Tyreek Hill. I don't think Tyreek's agent has rang that your phone and said, listen, I know you just locked your quarterback and you gave Waddle a piece, but the best wide receiver in the league needs to get paid, my man. And there's going to be some type of restructuring deal with Tyreek, most likely. Man, again, I say, if you saw my live stream last week, the Dallas Cowboys are in so much trouble because Dak is going to ask for money. CeeDee Lamb Dak is smart, man. He waits until next year, but they got to go so over the salary cap. That's not even funny, man. They're going to pay all the damn penalties. Jamar Chase is definitely got to get locked down because they're not going to pay Higgins. That we know that for a fact. Brandon Ayuk, I don't want to talk about this moron anymore. He's the biggest moron in the world. He should have taken whatever they're offering him. So shout out to DJ Moore, who just got paid, baby, $110 for 4 years. It's interesting to see what kind of season he's going to have under Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I got. And I'm going to close out the show, though. I'm going to close this out with, I was watching the Olympics. Really, I'm not watching the Olympics, but this popped up on my feed. And look, you guys have heard me document over and over again how I feel about biological men. Fuck biological. Men who identify as women, who transcend to women, participating in sports, in female sports. I don't care what you dress up. I don't care what you identify as. You play in the gender that's below your waist. If you have a penis, go in there with a skirt, but you're boxing a male. Okay? That's my thought. Iman Khalif is one of 2 male boxing fighting women at the Olympics. This is not cool. Take a look at this and make it make.
A la mexicana Mane Khalif, que se está llevando la contienda ahora en las repeticiones.
It's in Spanish. It was Mexico against I forget who they are. Is that France? I have no, hold on a second. Let me see. Let me see what country is that, because I can't even see from here the flags. I can't see it's a little blurry. But check this out. Here's a biological male fighting against a woman. All right. The biological male, by the way, if we haven't been able to figure it out yet, it's the one in blue. Pretty obvious to know who it is.
Mane Khalif, que
Look at
se
this.
está llevando la contienda ahora en las repeticiones.
Look at the body.
Sí. Se vio claramente de nueva cuenta.
That's
el
the
reto
woman.
En combinación hasta
Obviously,
5
you could tell.
golpes alcanzó a conectar, manejándose
Look
con el
at-
jab y otra vez en la combinación.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Ahí.
oh, what happened here? Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened here. Sorry, we have some technical difficulties. What the hell is this? All right, sorry about that. So if you could tell, take a look at Khalif. You man, look at them next to each other.
En el upper, otro golpe de impacto, le van a aplicar otra cuenta de
They're not even
protección.
hiding it anymore,
Cuidado,
man.
porque si llega a una tercera ocasión es
He is
susceptible
whipping this poor
de que le
girl's ass,
detengan
dude.
el pleito.
La velocidad de puños de Khalif
Look at this,
no
look at this,
pudo
boom.
contrarrestar lo rápido que desenfundaba
Look at his
tanto
body
la izquierda
and look at
como
the
la
women's
derecha.
body.
Y en la parte
All right, look at
de
Khalif.
este
He is
tercer episodio se estuvo
against a guy probably get his ass
reiteradas
kicked,
ocasiones
but
el
he's
jab y el recto.
savvy enough as a boxer
Y bueno, pues
to
aquí
destroy a woman.
repasamos estos
It's not fair.
momentos
Make it
de
make sense.
apremio para la
Make it look at it.
mexicana,
It's a
como
guy beating up
observamos
a
aquí,
woman.
que le
Make it
estaban
make sense.
alejando el guante
Champions of this
en el
tournament.
botón.
Look at that. Yep. They're not even trying to hide the male features anymore. As long as you identify, you're good to go.
Y la esquina
Blue
azul.
corner
It's
de
just not fair.
Algeria.
El resultado, Khalif.
Khalif.
Es campeona de Golden Bell
There it is.
Series.
Make it make sense, guys. I don't care what you identify. Olympics, man. Even from the same sex. We have figured out the loophole where it's acceptable for men to beat up women. And that is in Olympic boxing. It's okay for a male to step into the ring just because he identifies as a woman to beat the crap out of a female. This is the world we live in. This is where we've gotten to, where this guy right here is allowed and it's legal to beat down a woman. Holy crap, dude. We've lost it. We have lost it, and this is where we stand. I'm completely against shit like this, whether it's swimming, whether it's baseball, whether it's boxing, any sport, track and field. We need to defend our women. We need to protect our women. This is not the way to do it. This is plain fucking ridiculous. There's no room for this. This is nuts, man. I see this and it just makes me sick to my stomach. Again, I don't care how you identify. That's your own personal life. That makes you happy. So be it, man. Life is about being happy. All right. If you're not happy, but don't use that. I mean, it should not be allowed because that person identifies as something else. It should not be allowed in sports. I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't be allowed in sports. It shouldn't, the biological sex should not be allowed to compete with the opposite sex. I'm okay with this guy right here or Khalif, Imain. Identify as a chick, but get in the ring with a dude because you've seen what he did to that woman, and he was probably taking it easy. And thank God there's headgear and protective gear. Imagine doing this in bare knuckle fighting. Unacceptable. And with that being said, that's how I'm going to close out the show. That's all I got for you today. I appreciate everybody the watching and the listening. And on a note, I finally had to fork up, all right, and pay for that effing check mark. I did not want to pay for a check mark in Twitter or X because I always said, you know what, never going to do that. And Twitter just passed, X passed a new ruling that in order for you to go live and stream live on X, you have to get the premium membership.
Well, sometimes you just have to hawk Tua and spit on that thing, you know?
Yep, that's exactly what I had to do and pay for that $11 a month. It's the principle of the matter, man. Come on, Elon. Elon, you messed me up, man. Elon messed me up. But because I want to go on live on Twitter, on X, you know, I want to keep bringing you this content. I get a really good response. Your boy's going to fork out the $11. Not like I could afford it. Just the principle, man. Just the principle, damn it. We're in that world. We got to pay for social media, damn it. But, look. There's a lot of good things going on X, so it's going to be probably worth it later on. Hopefully I get grandfather in, no price increases. Well, again, thank you everybody for listening. I appreciate you guys for watching and listening, tuning in week after week, man. Stay tuned. Cigars and Sports this Friday. All right, my boy Jim and I have a special guest, our guy from Bravery Sports, and we're going to go ahead and break down, all right, the AFC and NFC North. That's going to be fireworks, man. You know, Jim is a big Steeler fan. Bravery Sports covers everything regarding Baltimore sports, man. Knowledgeable individual. This is going to be awesome. We're going to get a perspective from two different individuals. I think it's going to be great, man. Tune in. Bravery Sports special guest Cigars and Sports, 8 o'clock this Friday. All right. We've taken a little break because it's vacation time, but we're back on it, baby, like a bad habit. Again, cricket will be back in September, boys and girls. But in the meantime, your boy's going to keep it down and come up week after week, giving you another edition of the best sportscast sports show out there on the Indie Sports podcast realm, baby. The Unscripted Sportscast brought to you by BetUS. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network signing out. Peace.
Yo!